Well, let's discuss this issue further with political analyst Dan Glazebrook. Dan, thank you very much for joining us. Well, Japan says the missile reached an altitude of 2,000 kilometres. Is that even possible with North Korean technology? And is there a chance that North Korea has managed to build a new type of missile?
Thank you. Well, North Korea has defied the experts time and again, Western experts and others who said they can't possibly have X, Y, and Z technology, and then they've done tests and that have proven that they have got technology far in advance of what had been suspected and so on. But I think really what the significance of this is it really highlights the success actually on their own terms of their Army First policy. If you think about what the relationship with the US and President Trump and North Korea, President Trump is used to people just fawning over him and so on. He's used to when he throws his weight around that people will just bow down, but the North Koreans have not bowed down. They've not been impressed by his foolish swagger. And they've called his bluff, actually, when he was talking about his sending an armada to the region, threatening all-out war, effectively, against the DPRK. They stood firm, and they've continued testing their missiles, and eventually, lo and behold, Trump said, oh, actually, do you know what, I think maybe we should talk. And this should be a very clear lesson to the world, that in the words of Chairman Mao, US imperialism is actually a paper tiger. It will only attack weak countries, isolated, disarmed countries. North Korea's learned the lessons of Iraq and Libya, of what happens to countries that disarm. And so it's continuing forward with its strategy. It's not falling for these bluffs and swagger of Trump, and the results are there for all to see. Trump effectively has been forced to back down. This is very significant. He's reduced to just pleading for other countries to step up sanctions. What's happened to his armada? Nothing. And he's talking about now he wants to talk to the North Koreans. So this should be a very clear message to the world. But yes, it is entirely possible that they have this kind of technology. As I say, they've invested huge amounts of resources into their program. They've defied experts who've predicted they can't possibly manufacture any decent weapons time and again. So yeah, very possible.
Well, let's have a look at this missile launch. The US says that it posed a threat to Russia, but it's something that Moscow denies. I mean, why do we get these conflicting accounts?
Well, there's a number of things going on. The US, of course, they want to try and sow divisions between their various adversaries and so on, between Russia and North Korea and China and so on. They want to sow these divisions wherever they can. At the same time, I wouldn't be so quick as to rule out that there was any kind of intended message for Russia involved on the part of the North Koreans. The North Koreans have seen, since Trump came to office, they've seen the US stand back and they've seen Russia, basically allow the bombing and occupation of their supposed ally in Syria, the Syrian government. And perhaps they do want to send a message to Russia that, look, if you want to collaborate with Trump on some kind of hostility towards us, then we're no President Assad. Don't think we're just going to roll over and accept that. You can do that, but it won't be with impunity. There will be consequences. So I wouldn't rule out that there's some kind of message for Russia here, given Russia's really backing down over Syria. It's allowed in Syria to happen what it did not allow for 5 years under President Obama, which is the direct, open targeting of Syrian government forces and the ground occupation by the US. So North Korea is observing all of this change in strategy by Russia towards the US under Trump.
OK, well, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid, Dan. Thank you.
It's taking that on board.
Thank you very much, Dan. We'll have to leave it there. Political analyst Dan Glazebrook, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.